Alrighty, thanks, Jade. It's time now for KQ2's Salute the Badge. We introduce you to James Edwards, a traffic officer with the St. Joseph Police Department.
KQ2 and Ken Smith Auto Body salute the badge.
St. Joseph traffic officer James Edwards has lived in the city for most of his life.
I actually moved into St. Joe when I was 15 years old. I grew up in Clarksdale, which is a town of about 300 people.
After working other jobs in town, Edwards turned his focus to law enforcement, joining the St. Joseph Police Department 6 years ago. Since then, he's never looked back. He moved from patrol to traffic enforcement, vowing to make the streets of St. Joseph a safer place for motorists.
But that's something that I do pride myself on, is removing drunk drivers from the roadway.
His efforts have been very successful, gaining him recognition from across the state.
Last year, I actually hit 85. I removed 85 drunk drivers last year, which was good enough to get me number 17th in the state.
This year, the number of DWIs has increased dramatically, a troubling trend.
This year, I am actually, as of about 8 hours ago, I hit 110 for this year, which hopefully that's good enough to get me within top 10 in the state this year.
But there is little time to celebrate. That top 10 means he's been able to intervene and help avoid a tragedy on the roads, but he can't be everywhere at once, and unfortunately, that's when bad things can happen.
There was one in particular that really stuck out with me, was January of this year. It was 8 p.m. on the Belt Highway, and a young lady got hit and killed by an impaired driver. I was actually one of the first officers on scene of that.
The woman's unborn child passing away as well. That case still active in the court system. Cases like that are why Officer Edwards says he remains dedicated to his work, trying to keep another family from having to face a similar tragedy.
One of the reasons why I'm so passionate for it is, we all have loved ones. I have a wife and 2 kids at home.
He says he is looking forward to the day when people make responsible decisions to avoid DWIs, like taking an Uber or a cab and not getting behind the wheel under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
A perfect year for me would be 0 DWIs, because I know I'm out there actively hunting for them. A perfect year for me would be 0, because that means nobody's drinking and driving.
This Salute the Badge story brought to you by Ken Smith Auto Body.